finished the whole season, didn't you?" And he said, "Yeah." And
With
I was
no
like,
shame, right?
"How dare you?" And he's like, "Well, that was something I wanted to watch. I didn't know like I had to wait for you." And I'm like, "Whoa." Like we were enjoying the show together. We were both laughing. We were both entertained. Like what on earth would make you think that like this is okay?
She said, "Whoa, like hold up, hold the phone." Welcome back to another episode of Mindset Talks podcast. Your girls are here and we're ready to kick it with you for another new episode.
We sure are. Hey guys.
I hope everyone's doing pretty good. I can say for myself, I've been pretty exhausted lately. If you're watching, I even do my eyebrows or nothing. Your girl's looking very casual today, I must say. Girl, I've just been pooped lately. I have been pooped.
Oh man.
Just my brain's on fire. I'm planning for a first birthday, which,
Oh.
I just be trying to do the most, right? And
Of course you're going to. It's the
you
first
know,
birthday. Like you're gonna go
right.
all out.
But like I'm over here trying to be like top notch, like top of the top of the top of the notch. But I know realistically I won't be able to be that top of the notch, but so I've just been really like just mentally overwhelmed with a lot of planning and not being able to just really devote the time I'd like to it. But
Yeah. Girl,
I
I bet. Just
just
party planning in
yeah.
general is exhausting.
You were very well at that last year, huh?
Mm. Yeah, who are you telling? And this year
Yeah.
too, apparently.
Right, right. Yeah. So it's just
Ugh,
quite a bit. You get a break like maybe in like a year or two or something, I'm sure be able to
maybe. I'm not
relax,
holding my breath
hopefully.
at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, well, don't look at me, girl. Anywho. Anywho,
Uh,
I am glad to be back for another episode. I do want to start this off with saying, so I do not keep up with like TV shows and things like that on,
mm,
like a good timely basis, like current stuff. I'm a
mhm.
Netflixer, like I'll wait for the whole season to be out so I can watch something.
Yeah.
So I do want to say there is a new season of Married at First Sight on
So
Netflix.
excited.
For those of you who watch with us, as the late bloomers, I am already on like, okay, so I'm just gonna just go there and show how lazy I've been amidst my busyness I have to have. So I am already on like episode 3.
Oh
So, and I
God, already?
just started like
It was just dropped, like
just started like last night. Yeah, because it just came out last night, huh? Yesterday.
yeah.
Oops. Yeah.
From when we're recording, not when you guys are listening.
Yeah, I'm so sorry guys. Yeah, I always confuse that. But it's gonna be a season. So if you haven't started watching Cassie.
I know, okay. It just came out. You gotta give me some slack. Give me the weekend or something. I'll
All right,
I'll
all right.
definitely get caught up.
At least start this weekend, please.
Yes.
You and your boyfriend need to just take a moment, tune in so I can at least get a little I just need to start getting some opinions from you because
Oh man.
okay, so my man already started watching, like he's already caught up on Married at First Sight. So he already seen this
Mm,
season, just
okay.
like how he's seen the last season with freaking Chris and Paige.
He is
So
up on it.
I'm not going to spoil anything, but what he said is that this season is more intense than the last season with Chris and Paige.
Yeah, I don't believe that. So I'm really gonna have to like watch and figure it out because that shit was wild last season.
Right, but yeah. So,
Interesting.
mhm.
Um,
So we'll see.
yeah, we will. I will definitely catch up. I have already warned my boyfriend that the new season has dropped and we
Good.
are
Okay.
watching it.
Okay, good.
So he
Because
knows.
I've been meaning to text you about this since like last week when I seen that it was going to be coming out and I kept forgetting and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna finally remember.
You did
Text
mention
you.
it to me though, because I think that's the only way I knew. Like
I did? Oh, okay.
before, yeah, you said something.
Oh,
I
good.
forget
Okay.
when.
Oh,
Yeah,
phew.
so you're
Yeah.
good.
So another good show for you couples to watch together. They always bring up some strikingly good questions to ask each
Yeah.
other and conversations to have. I think that's what I enjoy the most about watching the show is
Hmm.
are those conversations that come about from us watching it together.
Yeah, same. Because like if I was like single or something, I don't think I would be that interested in watching it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he watched it like by himself, so it
Yeah.
wasn't wasn't too bad, but I don't know. He has to keep catching himself from saying things, so that's what's making me think that maybe the season really is better than the last season.
Oh.
But yeah, but he's done well in not telling me things that have happened. So,
Well, good. Kudos to you. Keep it
right.
up until we get to finish.
Will do. But yeah, so I just wanna put that out there. Just starting the episode off with that great news of those of you who love to watch, that is out.
Good. So I'm super excited about that. But while we're like on this topic of like watching things with your significant others and things like that, can we also
Mhm.
talk about how men are just the worst? Because I don't know if it's the same thing for you, but
Okay.
I get highly offended and I get very upset and I make it very clear to my boyfriend that he is to not watch this show, this show, this show, and this show, and that show without me present. Like, that's just like not a
Uh-oh.
thing. You're not allowed to do this. But yet, unless I say that specifically, he's going to assume that it's something that he can just watch by himself. Why he thinks this, I don't
Oh,
know.
oh my gosh.
'Cause there's only, like, 1 or 2 shows that he likes, and I'm like, "Okay, like, you got that, like, you can
Mhm,
do that on your own time, but everything
mhm.
else, like, we need to be watching these things
Right, we
together."
are a unit. We do this as a unit.
Yes, and I don't understand why they don't grasp that concept. Because he's like, "Well, these were, like, my shows first," or, like, "Why can't I, like, watch it without you?" and whatever, and it's like, well, because you're not allowed to,
Right.
it
It's an
just
unspoken
accept it.
rule.
Yeah.
It's an unspoken rule. That's like for me because I'm the person that I will fall asleep in the middle of an episode.
Mm,
I I don't know if you remember from back in the day, your girl would drop in a heartbeat, pass out, knocked out, done for the night.
mm,
And we'll be in the middle of watching a show. Like, we were watching Abbott Elementary, which is freaking hilarious. That show is so damn funny for no reason.
yeah.
And I fell asleep and he watched like a good 3 episodes without me. I'm like,
Uh,
3? You didn't think to maybe pause the show and either wake me up and say, "Hey, are you still watching?" Or just maybe stop watching until we watch it together again? No.
yeah.
So you know what I did? I, when he went down to Florida,
Uh-oh.
went back on the episodes, caught up, and went past what we what
If
he
that
had
ain't
watched
some
without
petty
me.
shit. I don't
Damn it.
know. I don't know what else is petty aside from that. That's something else.
He didn't realize, so it was fine. But I'm just like, don't leave me behind. The nerve.
I
Like,
know.
I was innocently sleeping. Innocently.
Right. I mean, because like if the tables were turned, right? I know I do this. Like I'll finish watching the episode that we were on or whatever, and then like
Mhm.
I'll stop it and like I'll do something else or I'll watch something else that like,
Right. Right.
isn't the one thing we've been watching together, but
Yeah.
they just
Just
don't get it.
keep it pushing. They're like, like, am I non-existent here? Hello? Like, hello?
Yeah. Like I don't get it. So like we started watching this other show on Netflix called Beef.
Okay.
And we watched, like, 2 episodes together, and then I was like you, I fell asleep in, like, the middle of one, and then like, doesn't sleep, he's weird, so, like, I woke
It's
up
a vampire.
I woke up and I see now at this point when I wake up, he's sleeping because he was, like, up all night,
Mhm.
that he had watched, like, the entire season, and I'm like,
Oh my
"Whoa."
gosh, that's extreme. Well,
Like
he went too far. He went way too far.
I mean, my timelines are a little exaggerated. He had watched a
Okay.
couple of episodes, and then I went to work, and he was on vacation when I got home. He was done with the thing. But still,
That
like,
makes it no better.
he watched, like, the entire thing, and I came home, and I was like, "Oh," I was like, "So I saw that you, started watching, some more of Beef after, like, I fell asleep." And I was like, "You
Mhm.
finished the whole season, didn't you?" And he said, "Yeah." And
With
I was
no
like,
shame, right?
"How dare you?" And he's like, "Well, that was something I wanted to watch. I didn't know, like, I had to wait for you." And I'm like, "Whoa." Like, we were enjoying the show together. We were both laughing. We were both entertained. Like, what on earth would make you think that, like, this is okay?
She said, "Whoa, like, hold up, hold the phone.
I don't get it.
I am
I
attacked."
don't. I was very attacked. So now I'm sitting here trying to watch it all and get caught up because
Oh my goodness.
yeah,
Wow, no, that's mad rude. He ain't got no respect.
not
My
at
favorite
all.
saying around my household is the audacity.
Yes.
Audacity.
I
Oh my
don't get it.
gosh. That's
It's
gonna be
just
my
these men
child's
out
first
here.
word, the audacity. Because it's just there's just these unspoken rules in relationships that we must abide by. And
Yeah,
if you don't like it, suck it up and deal with it. Like that's just that's all
right,
it is. Like,
right.
hello.
Exactly. No
Oh
questions
my
asked. Just
gosh.
go with it.
Yeah. I'm sorry, girl. I'm gonna pray for y'all.
Thanks. I appreciate it. He's the one that needs the prayers because that shit is wild to me.
No, he took it too far. But
He did.
you know, as long as you clearly communicate that he took it too far, hopefully he gets the picture next time.
Oh, please. I'm sure it'll happen again. You're just wired to like do whatever.
Oh my gosh.
Mm.
I would have to say that's probably not the most, but like that's up there on the list of annoying things like in a
Mm.
relationship are just that like not understanding the unspoken rules. That's why they're called unspoken rules, because I
Right.
shouldn't have to relay that this is a rule within the relationship.
Exactly. And I shouldn't have to say it more than once. Like now that you know like this is a thing, like it's
Mhm.
always going to be a thing.
Right. Like just shoot me a text, be like, hey, were you interested in watching this? Just in case, because I was about to get down and dirty with this shit and I was about to really dig in. But
Right.
just ask. All you gotta do is just ask. Just ask me if I wanted to watch it. That's all.
Exactly. So all the guys out there, if you're listening, don't be watching no shows without your girlfriend's approval because it won't end well.
Mhm, I'm sure my man is listening. I'm not even gonna lie. Thanks to you, we
Thanks to me.
hold on. It's the beginning of my
Oh.
sentence. Thanks to you,
Oh God.
I get smacked on the ass every hour on the hour.
Well, you're welcome. And I'm glad that he listens because it still ain't happening on this side of the house. And that shit is just not okay.
I'm gonna tell him to send your boyfriend a message because I'm just like, I forgot what it was the other day, and I forgot what I was doing, and he comes over and he just like grabs my ass and like rubs it all gently, and I'm just like, okay. He was like, that's for the past few hours that I missed on the hour, every hour, then smacked my ass and walked away. I'm like, God damn,
That is
Cassie.
great. I absolutely love that and I applaud you.
I couldn't even. I said, I'm going to wait until we were recording to tell her to share with her and the world that my man is listening to our episodes and he's apparently having
He's
fun with
on it.
it.
I
So,
love it.
oh my
I'm here
gosh.
for it.
I couldn't
You
help
seem
but
to
to
be
laugh.
enjoying it. Yeah.
I honestly am
I know
like
you are. I
I
know.
like I was mentioning to you a little bit, while we weren't recording, just I've lately been annoying him more with doing the things to him that he does to me. So like when he like comes over and like gropes me and like, just does like little like silly and sometimes serious affectionate things.
Yeah.
I do it to him, but it's like, he'll like come up and do it to me while I'm washing the dishes, like I mentioned before. So he's washing
Mhm.
the dishes and like come up behind him. I'm like, ooh, yeah, just like doing stuff. And he can't help but to laugh. And I'm like, funny when the shoe's on the other foot, isn't it? But it's also like 5'3" me over here trying to like reach up and like be up in his neck. Like I'm just too short. So it just doesn't work out as well as it does for him. So it's just
Yeah.
I like the window's open. I'm sure the neighbors are looking. I look crazy as shit. Like he's over here washing the dishes. You have little old me behind him over here, like, oh yeah, oh how you like that,
I
like it's
love it.
just a mess. But it just, I don't know. I guess it just is funny from after we recorded that episode and then him listening to it, and it's just we're already goofy, silly people, but it already
Definitely.
just it's just
Yeah.
taking off over here. But
I love
yeah.
that.
Yeah, so if y'all haven't tuned in, I can't remember the episode name at the moment, to be honest with you. Um,
I don't either.
yes, but check our episodes. Yeah, I tell you, my brain is like fried. I am so done.
For those
Um,
episodes ago, though, just look at our reels because I made it into a reel,
yes,
so
exactly.
it'd be
Just check out
easier
our
to find it.
page, check out our reels. You'll see it on there. It's just nothing but fun with us. I swear, it's nothing but fun, and not me and my man, me and you.
Oh, on all
I
sides.
wanted to make that clear. Yeah, I'm just a fun person to be around in general, but I was talking about you.
Oh, well. That is true, and I'm sure that our our listeners can certainly tell that as well. Oh,
Oh my goodness. But I know when this episode drops, it will be after Father's Day,
mm,
but I did wanna kind of ask you just, with
uh-oh.
Father's Day and not having your dad here and it's another year. Don't want to necessarily harp on the sad part of it, but how's your Father's Day looking?
So to be honest, um, it's kind of changed a little bit.
Okay.
And we did already kind of like touch on this a little bit, but when you first mentioned it to me, I was thinking that you meant like my dad's anniversary. I
Yeah.
wasn't even thinking, even though we had literally just talked about it, I wasn't even thinking about Father's Day because now that I am in a relationship with somebody who is a father, it doesn't even cross my mind own father in like that situation. I'm more
Hmm.
focused on my boyfriend and how to treat him and make sure that he feels like loved and appreciated for Father's Day because, fathers are often underappreciated.
So true.
Yeah.
So true.
So that's just kind of been like my focus. I honestly haven't even thought twice about my own situation.
Hmm.
Just because I've also been like super slacking and like racking my brain about like what to get him because I just feel like one, he kind of already has everything that like he needs and he's not
Hmm.
really like materialistic.
Okay.
And I feel like because men are often underappreciated, it's kind of hard, at least for me. I don't know if you feel the same way, but it's
Hmm.
kind of hard to really think of like that thing that would like really make them feel appreciated, you know? Because like
Yeah.
for us, like for me, for example, like I'm super simple. Like if you just get me like flowers or something,
Same.
like I'm totally good with that. Like I feel like that to me just shows that like you care.
Hmm.
And I don't know, that's, like, really all I need, right? But, like, there's not, like, that thing for a man, I don't
Right.
think that's, like, a go-to, like, I can't just,
Mhm.
like, "Here, babe, like, here's some flowers." Like,
Right, because it's just
you
not the
know?
same. Yeah, there's not an equivalent to getting flowers for a man, but
Yeah.
for my relationship, I feel like I do have an equivalent. Um it's
Well, that's
not
good.
it's not anything crazy, but it's like there are these chocolate bars that he likes, and he likes to snack on them every here and there. So that for me, that would be like my equivalent to like, thinking of you, here's something that I know you
Yeah.
like, that doesn't necessarily last forever. And, it's just quick and easy. But I definitely agree with you on there not really being, it feels like you can't quite do enough to show that appreciation for a man in the way that
Yeah.
you can for a mom or a woman. And that definitely makes the day more challenging because that's what it is for men, right? We usually look towards the necessities. Okay, what do you need? What do you need for undergarments, socks? Would you like,
Yeah.
a deodorant? Do you need some new cologne? Like it really just turns into that for men right away. Like that's
Yeah.
your initial thoughts. And it kind of makes you feel bad because it's just like,
Mhm.
oh, like you guys don't get anything. you
And
know?
no, it's true, and it's not because, you're not appreciated, it's just
Hmm.
I don't know, it's just kind of because also, like, men, they just really want, like, peace, They don't really
Hmm.
want, like, things.
Right.
So,
Right. If you leave them
I don't
alone for a
know.
little bit, they're fine. Just, oh,
Exactly.
go do something else and don't ask me to do anything for you for like a day and
Mhm.
they're fine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I feel you. I ended up doing a spa package for my man so that
Oh.
way he can just, get a massage, which I ain't really feeling some other woman rubbing up on him, but I'm just joking. I'm not that type. So
Well.
I got him for a massage and a nice like pedicure, spa treatment type of ordeal. So he'll be out the house for a few hours. And, originally I wanted to just even drive him there so he doesn't have to drive, just really just treat him like the
Right.
king he is and
Yeah.
just allow him to truly enjoy, not having to do anything. However,
Uh-oh.
we still have a child who is here. So she has to eat breakfast at that time. But,
Oh,
originally and then it's just like, "Oh, maybe I can do, like, an Uber," but that's not the same, like, it's not like,
yes,
it
yeah,
doesn't reach the quality of what I'm trying to meet, so,
exactly.
sorry, boo, you got to drive yourself. But you get this nice relaxing treatment that you don't have to pay for, and,
That's
you
true.
know, you don't have a screaming baby in your ear for a little bit, so I think he's really gonna enjoy it. Again, I know this episode drops after Father's Day, but I know it's a bit of something that he's been mentioning that he's like, "Oh, I need a massage, I'm all tense," and stuff like that, so, I
Yeah.
really just try to pay attention and just, make it come to life.
Yeah, no, I think that's really awesome, and I really think that he's going to enjoy that. I think
He
that
better. Shoot.
stop.
Love you, boo. I know you listening to this episode.
No, but that's really nice, and I thought about doing the same thing,
Mhm,
but I feel like he would just be like, "Why, like, would you spend that much?" Or like, because like, I know, like, he would like it, but I don't know if he would actually do it.
mhm.
Because
Okay.
it's something that, like, we've only ever done on, like, a vacation. It's never been something that's, like, part of, like, normal day to day.
Mhm,
Um, so I don't know. I just kind of, like, second guess everything, but it sounds like your man has at least given you the clues that, like, this is something that, like, he would appreciate and enjoy.
mhm.
So I think that's really cool. Um,
So so what do you have for him? Bishop tell me okay.
well, uh,
Or you don't wanna share, that's fine.
well, I mean, this is gonna drop after it would be given to him, but I'm still kind of working out those details.
She was gonna say that. You are hilarious.
I mean, well,
Ye
I did have a shirt made for him, but
Mhm,
that's just more of, like, not a gag gift, but, like, that's just something 'cause, like, I like cute, like, memorabilia type of things,
mhm.
so it's just, like, I don't know, something like that, but it's not something he asked for, he doesn't need it, like, it's not
Yeah.
anything, like, he's gonna be like, "Oh, like, thank you so
I've
much,"
been
you know what I
wanting
mean?
this, yeah.
Yeah, so, I don't know, I'm still kind of, like, working on some of the other things, I'm just really, like, at a loss, I don't even
We're gonna have to talk after this episode to see what else I can help you out with.
yeah. Definitely. But because my brain has been so racked in, like, trying to figure all this kind of stuff out,
Mhm,
um, yeah, like I mentioned before, like, I honestly haven't even really had time to even think about, like, "Oh, my dad," and, like,
mhm.
whatever. And I'm also more focused on his, like, anniversary because it's, pretty much a month after
Right,
Father's
yeah.
Day, so,
And that's kind
um,
of a bigger deal too than
yeah,
Father's Day. Well,
exactly.
I don't think it's terrible though. I It makes me, as wrong as this can sound, it makes me happy in a sense for you that you have that perspective around Father's Day of just focusing on the present and what you do currently have. So that is something that makes me happy for you, to be able to just appreciate what is in front of you and the company you have to keep.
Oh, well, good. I'm very glad and excited to hear that because I truly thought that that would have gone a completely different direction. So, I'm glad
Cassie is speechless.
I'm glad to hear that because I was pretty confident over here you were gonna give me the whole normal speech about how I like to avoid things and things of that nature. So, I'm glad that you're enjoying I'm living in the present because that is exactly what I'm doing.
She don't even realize it, but that's what you're doing. I'm just joking. No, girl, I'm not in therapy anymore, so I won't hit you with any more of that so much.
Oh,
I'm
this is
playing.
great.
That's not really it, but
Oh,
that was a genuine statement that I had. That was my first initial thought when you had said it, and I was like, "Oh, she's in the present moment, enjoying what she has. That is really good." Because that is what we do sometimes. Unfortunately, is that we end up just harping on the past and what was and what can't be. So, yeah,
yeah,
no, no,
that is
we're
true.
we're past that. We're past that.
Yeah. I mean, and still, don't be afraid to, like, check in with me, just
Oh, of
in case.
course.
But,
Oh, of course. Yeah.
because I mean, that would be, like, my only, like, tip for those of you out there that are in a similar situation to myself, whether you are distracted like me or you're not distracted and you're very, like, much in the feelings and the emotions,
Hmm.
just make sure that, you know you I don't know, like, don't get lost in it too much. Surround yourself with those that you love, and if you love someone that is in my situation, just check on them and just make sure that they're okay and kind of, like, gauge how they're
Mm-hmm.
feeling and, like, what their vibe is to see, how, like, invasive you should be into, the day and their feelings and things, so
Right. And especially with this episode being a few days after Father's Day, it's still a okay time to reach out and still check
yeah.
on how they were, because sometimes the day of may not be the best for some people to
Mhm.
be followed up with. So even if you're just tuning into this episode just after it being Father's Day and it's the first day we drop, or if it's later in the week when we drop, just check in.
Yeah, definitely.
Good point.
Never a bad
Mm.
idea, yeah. Try to throw in
Never,
some
never,
little
never.
tidbits.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Seen the microphone, had to do a little sing-songy.
No, you're good, as long as it's not on
Sing song,
echo.
sing song. Girl, I'll hit that gain switch. No,
Oh,
I'm playing.
please don't. We don't need to hurt the listeners.
Oh my gosh. I know you had a question for me, maybe. I didn't know if you were going
Um,
to make that a part of this episode or not, but I wanted to ask.
um, I mean,
Because I don't know what this question
hmm.
is, y'all. I don't know what the question is. And I can't stand sometimes when Cassie does this, where she's like, I have something I want to ask you, but I'm thinking I'm going to wait until the episode to just get your like genuine reaction. But I don't know. So I,
Do I do that?
uh, so I'm over here rushing us through whatever topics we thought we were going to talk about today, so we
Oh,
can
you're
try to
rushing me
figure out.
through. Oh,
I
boy.
No, not fully, but I really am like wondering what this episode is.
Oh.
So
I mean, well, okay, so I actually have 2 questions that I could ask that are on 2 completely different spectrums, so I'll let you choose. Would you rather me ask you the relationship type of question,
okay.
or would you rather me ask you more of, like, a personal question that's, like, about you, not, like, in a relationship?
Oh, hmm.
Hmm.
Maybe thinking.
And whichever one
Mm,
you don't choose, I can always ask you in the next episode.
But you better write it down because you know your memory works.
True story.
So I think I'll go with the relationship question because we
Oh,
already have been talking about our men's. So we'll stick with the relationship question.
okay. Alright.
Shoot.
So, I was listening to something earlier in the day,
Okay.
and this is more of a, like, gender role type of a question. It's not anything, like, in regards to, like, your specific, like, personal relationships or whatever, but,
Hmm.
like, generally speaking, so
Okay.
there is a saying, where men attain the women, and then
Okay.
women it's women's responsibility to retain the man.
Oh.
And I'm just kind of curious if you agree with that statement.
Whew.
So, like, it's the
Men
men's job
obtain
to
the woman, so
yeah,
the man seeks the woman, and it's the woman's job to keep the man.
yeah.
Damn, bitch, that's a hard question. Why don't you ask at the beginning of the episode? I
Well,
could have
you
had
wanted me
time.
to ask it. I was gonna save it, but now the people wanna know and you wanna know, so there you go.
Do I just save my response for the next episode?
Ooh. You could do it to be continued. Um,
Ooh.
but I mean, I guess that depends on what your answer would be and if it's, like, long enough.
I know what you meant. So no, it's not that far in depth.
You're doing this impromptu content for y'all.
Wow. Okay. So I agree and disagree because like can there be
Maybe.
a gray area for this?
I don't
Because
know.
I feel yes and no. And I think I feel yes and no because it's partially my own personal desire. Like I like to be seeked out. Like I like the man to approach me. So that's why I say that, where I know there are women who like to approach the man. I
Mhm.
like to be seeked out. But when it comes to retaining the relationship, that being the woman's job, I don't fully agree with that. I partially agree with it.
Mhm.
And I partially agree with it because I feel like myself as my man's woman that I need to keep myself a certain way, as in not letting myself be worse than before we got together.
Mhm.
Not necessarily completely change myself now that we're together, but just to like, okay, when you meet me, this is like the bare minimum, right? So to not go any further beyond that, but always be willing to be better because why are you in a relationship if you're not looking to be any
Right, to
better?
improve, yeah.
Yeah. So, but again, yeah, I do feel like women, women aren't supposed to cook and clean for their men. I think that women who like to or want to are, I guess, are
I'm curious
damn,
where this is going.
damn.
So you're saying women
I guess
aren't supposed to
I
cook clean? Go ahead.
I don't like when I get technical, it's no one should have to do anything for anybody. Like no, I don't think anybody should have to, but those who want to,
Right.
um I ride with those type of people because I feel that I agree with that.
Mhm.
Am I obligated to do any of this shit? No. No, I'm not
Right, right,
obligated
right.
to do any of it. Do
Yeah.
I feel obligated to retain my man? No, but I am very willing to do things to ensure that he's happy because if he's happy, I'm happy as well. You
Mhm.
know, most of the time. Sometimes he'd be happy and I'm in a mood and I'm not feeling it. But I guess so I don't agree with the statement because a woman doesn't have to retain the man, but I think things turn out best when women do things to retain the man because if you are keeping your man happy, you usually get more out of him. And I'm not talking like in a sexual way or anything like that. You get more out of him as in like
I
he
think
may
that's
be a better
inclusive.
listener, he may be a better partner, and he may be able to respond to you in better ways because he knows that you're taking care of him.
Right. So, yes. So I do agree with that, and I feel like at the end of the day, that just kind of means that your answer is yes.
I know, that's why
Um,
I'm gonna mention. Yeah,
so
yeah,
you're kind of like
yeah.
gray area thing. I'll be very honest and candid. It's not really working out for me. I do think that it is strictly like a yes or no, and I do think that you ultimately answered yes to that.
Yeah, I
Um,
did. I did. I just
so
don't think it's a woman's job. I think relationships work best when women do that, but I don't think it's their job. That's why it's a gray area for me. I think that's the best way to explain that.
but I think it's kind of like contradicting itself in a way, like because it is the woman's job at the end of the day. Because then, if she is doing it and she is keeping her man happy, then like he's not going to be doing things that makes everybody unhappy. Um, and therefore, he doesn't have to like you're not keeping him. Like he's gonna go do other things if you're not doing those things. So like it kind
Hmm.
of is your responsibility in a way. Like I know it seems very harsh, it's very blunt, and
Hmm. No, right.
it's
I think
not
it's
something
just
like
the
women like to
verbiage.
hear. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
just
at the end of the
verbiage.
day, like it is fact.
Yeah.
So
No, I'll recant my statement and I'll say yes, 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 yes. It's just me. I get technical with the verbiage for things
yeah,
because it's just like that shit does make it sound a different way than you may intend for it to sound. So yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
but no, yeah. I mean, I don't do all the cooking. My man's still around, but I mean, we also understand that my job has the worst hours, so that's why. But I
I
get
mean,
it.
but also though, that's your understanding for your dynamics, right?
Right, because it's different for everyone, of course.
Exactly. And so it's
Hmm.
kind of like whatever you guys decide like works in your relationship, as long as like you said, it keeps both of you guys happy and you're both content with it,
Hmm.
like that works. So
Hmm.
I'm lucky to where, well, I feel like I always have to cook because I feel like as a woman, that is my responsibility.
Mhm.
And I appreciate the fact that my man is like, if you want to cook, like that's cool. But like if you don't feel like cooking or Like if it's like late or it's a long day or like whatever, he's like, I'm okay with doing whatever, like takeout
Hmm.
or,
Right.
simple, whatever.
Finding
So
whatever
like
in the house.
exactly. So he's not like, oh, you're my woman, like you have to cook. Like it's not.
Get in that kitchen and cook up that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's just kind of like that makes me feel better because I do put a lot of pressure on myself
Hmm.
to show up in that way, like, frequently. And, we're human, right? Like, there's just days where, like, you don't want to or, like, you genuinely
Right.
don't know what the fuck to cook. Like, it's exhausting to figure out dinner. Don't get me
No,
on that
seriously.
subject.
Yep. No, but
Um
bring us back to the early podcasting
Ranting.
days. Cassie, what's for dinner? I'm
Oh,
eating
God.
dinner. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So it's nice to know that, like, if I don't feel like it, like, it's okay, you know?
Hmm.
So, like, anyways, getting off that tangent, like, it really just kinda depends on, like, the dynamics for your relationship, like, how that works out,
Yes.
um
Yes.
but
Yeah.
yes, I do also agree after I've really, like, thought about it and listened to it and stuff, that it is the
Mhm.
woman's job to retain after the man picks you to be his woman.
Just from your cooking example alone before, like, because I know we've talked about it before in the past, I already knew what your answer was to that. Like, I just, like,
Oh,
I
did
automatically
you?
was like, Cassie's answer is yes. So if I'm going to answer just to be different than her, am I going to be technical? Yes. Yes, I am. If I'm
I
going to
kinda
answer,
figured, yeah, you would give a little bit of, like, pushback, but that's why
of
I'm like, "You
course.
know what? Let me just make it very clear that Amanda did say yes at the end of the
Yes. But who am I? Who am I if I don't give pushback?
'Tis true, 'tis true.
I have to give a little bit of something.
You do.
Just just a little bit. Just a wee bit, but no, good question. That's a good question. And maybe that's something people can look at to realize if they have, an area of opportunity in the relationship. Maybe that's something they can look at and discuss, or they can just be like the rest of us and watch Married at First Sight and have some conversations off of those situations and
Exactly. It all
enhance our relationships.
Yeah, it all plays its part. So think of that question when you guys are watching that show because I guarantee
Yes.
you couples that work and couples that don't work all kind of, fall into a similar category.
Hmm. Yeah. We're only so different, yet the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Not too bad of a question. I'm now intrigued as to what that personal question is going to be, but I will allow for us to save that for another episode. I know we've been talking with you guys for a bit here on this one, so we'll save that next question. And Cassie,
I
write the
will
question down.
I will write this down. I promise.
Yes, awesome. All right, y'all. So we're gonna wrap this episode on up. Again, I do actually, from the both of us, we both hope that the fathers out there had an awesome Father's Day. We hope that y'all were able to be appreciated in the way that you should be for the kings that you are.
Yes.
And until next time.
Bye guys.